Good evening. Day 20 of this war has shattered expectations. What started as a regional conflict has now exploded into something far bigger, a full-scale unraveling of power in the Middle East. Iran, once seen as a dominant force, is now under pressure from every direction, militarily, economically, and internally. And the question is no longer, can Iran win? The question now is, can Iran survive? The biggest shock came from the north. For the first time, Israeli airstrikes hit targets near Iran's Caspian Sea coast, an area Tehran believed was completely safe. Warships carrying advanced Russian military technology were destroyed in a precision strike. This changes everything. Iran's long-held belief that its northern region was untouchable is now gone. There is no safe zone left inside the country. Now look at the scale of destruction. In just 20 days, over 15,000 strikes have hit Iranian targets. Around 70% of missile launchers are gone. Nearly 80% of air defences have been damaged. Missile production has effectively collapsed to zero, and about two-thirds of Iran's military industry is destroyed. This isn't just damage. This is systematic dismantling. Meanwhile, the United States is preparing for the next phase. Over 2,000 US Marines are now deployed near the Strait of Hormuz, one of the most critical oil routes in the world. Why does this matter? Because Iran is no longer just threatening the strait. It's talking about controlling it permanently, possibly charging global shipping for access. That's a red line. If Hormuz is blocked, nearly 20% of global oil supply is at risk. That means higher fuel prices, economic shockwaves, and global instability. And now the US may be considering something bold, seizing key Iranian islands to control the situation directly. At the same time, the war has entered a dangerous economic phase. Energy infrastructure is now a primary target. Strikes on Iranian gas facilities triggered retaliation. Missiles hit Qatar's major gas site. Saudi oil infrastructure was targeted. Drone attacks reached the UAE and Kuwait. Iran's message is clear: if our energy sector burns, everyone's will. The response from the region has been swift. Countries that once stayed neutral are now turning against Iran. Qatar expelled Iranian personnel. Saudi Arabia declared trust completely broken. A coalition of over 10 nations condemned Iran's actions. This is no longer a divided region. This is alignment against Tehran. Inside Iran, the situation is getting even more unstable. Fuel shortages are growing. Black markets are exploding. Security forces are under attack. There are signs, subtle but real, that internal unrest is rising. And the government's response? More crackdowns, more weapons distributed internally, more hardliners in power. This is not a regime calming down. This is a regime preparing for survival. And now a dangerous new possibility is emerging. Analysts are quietly discussing whether Saudi Arabia could lean on Pakistan's nuclear capability if the war escalates further. Nothing has happened yet, but the fact that this idea is even being discussed shows just how high the stakes have become. Finally, this war is showcasing the future of warfare itself. AI-powered drone swarms, laser interception systems, electronic weapons disabling missiles mid-air. This is not yesterday's war. This is tomorrow's battlefield, happening right now. So here's the reality after 20 days. Iran's military is heavily degraded. Its alliances are collapsing. Its economy is under attack. Its streets are restless, and US forces are moving closer. The regime is now facing its most critical moment in decades. Will it escalate even further? Will it attempt a final desperate move? Or will internal pressure bring everything crashing down? Day 21 could change everything. Because one thing is already certain: the Middle East that existed before this war is already gone.